So I got to run this by you, this nugget. So, gigs are weird. It's limited. Yeshiva University contacted me.
Is this
I don't know
another
why.
Jew place?
It's an all-Jewish university in Midtown, in Manhattan. There's a man's campus and a woman's campus because, the Jews, they keep it fucking primitive, or what do you call it, prehistoric. And they said, well, the man's campus is uptown, like in the Harlem-y area, so we're going to do it at the women's campus. But they don't like dudes on the campus, so we got a real, what do you call it? When you come in, they really...
Conundrum?
Well,
Quandary?
when the guy comes in, they really...
Quarantine?
No, they gotta really vet you. Vet. They gotta, because they go, "Who's this chooch with the dong and the balls and the Adam's apple coming in here to the lady part area?" And so it's a screening, quite a screening on the way in. So we go to the Yeshiva University, and the guy goes, "We got a problem." And I'm like, "Oh, here we go. These college gigs, they're always a snafu every time. It's never perfect." So he goes, we want to be COVID friendly, COVID safe. We can't have too many people in one classroom. It's against protocol. So here's what we're going to do. You're going to do an hour, but now instead you'll do 30 minutes in one room 3 times.
Ooh, interesting. So different crowds.
Different crowd in 3 different rooms. So there's me and this other guy. There's 3 comics. These 2 Jewish guys, Ellie something, and this other guy. And we rotate. So we show up, and they go, all right, Mark, you're in Koch Hall. Then, Ellie, you're in, Beelzebub Alley. And then, Ronnie, you're in Ebenezer Dickless. So we're like, all right. And then when you do your 30, you run to Ebenezer. And then he runs to Koch, and then he runs to Dickless.
This sounds fun.
It was kind of fun, but I haven't bombed like this. First of all, everyone's wearing a mask. I'm wearing a mask. No microphone, in a classroom. Every kid is acting up. They're all on their phones. I had to be like, hey, kids, listen up. What's going on? I was like hitting the chalkboard. I mean, it was brutal. I just counting the minutes, and these like Jewish gals they don't give a shit. They just had to be there, and they start making fun of me. A guy threw a paper airplane at me. I said, hey, watch it, Sonny. I'll get you. Wait till I meet your parents and all this shit. It was brutal, but it was wacky. It was like a silent film. Like, I'm running down. The other guy, he's running past me. His yarmulke falls off, the whole thing. It was wild.
It sounds fun. I mean, you get the most Jew gigs. Like Elon Gold doesn't get this many Jew gigs. You had the Long Island one, the other one. I mean, I think this is like the 4th Jewish gig.
You know what it is?
I don't.
I didn't either. I thought it was the act because I have a lot of Jewish material. I could be Jewy, the hair, the attitude, the foreskin, but it's the Seinfeld plug. That's it. I got the plug from the Jew God.
Yes, that makes sense. He's a big Jew. He might be like the biggest Jew other than Jesus.
Well, Sandler might be up there.
Sandler.
But comedy-wise, stand-up comedy, definitely.
Stand-up comedy, and Seinfeld at its peak is bigger than Sandler's ever been, I think. I mean, I think 90 million people watched the final Seinfeld.
That's true. Yeah, you might have something. Married a Jew, the kids are Jewy, Long Island, yeah.
Yeah, there's probably someone we're missing. There's probably what's his name? Netanyahu or Dennis Yahoo, whatever his name is.
I think it's Google. But either way, yeah, I don't know. I mean, Larry David's up there, but he's a little more niche.
Yes, Netanyahu.
Vettin. So that was a crazy night, and still waiting to get paid, by the way, which is a stereotype. But wow, what a wacky night, just running. And one room I did okay, and that was like the highlight. I left on a good one because you kind of get the hang of it after bombing for a half hour in one, running to another one, bombing, and then running to another one. I had like 6 minutes. By the third 30 minutes, I had 6 minutes on Yeshiva because you're just absorbing the whole time.
Of course, yeah, and then you get more in the moment. Plus, don't you find that the more you do something, the less stakes there are.
Yes.
You've already bombed. It's like accepting your worst fear. You're like, all right, what am I going to do? Bomb? Hey, fuck you. And then you get that kind of attitude of like, oh, look at this fucking guy. And then, that.
Yeah, the first one, you're like, whoa, this is my first. I'm in a classroom. These kids are 18, 19. They're young as hell. What am I doing? This is so crazy. It's a yeshiva. It's all Jewy. It's crazy. And then by the third one, you're like, all right, sit down. Hey, you're late. Hey, sit down. I know all their names. I'm like, hey, Clark, get over there, And, I had the pointer in my hand, and I had a teacher's pet. Good times.